everybody, it is Miss Willow here today, and today, even though I am in a wonderfully modded Minecraft world, I will actually be talking about Hytale. If you are part of the Hytale or Minecraft community and sandbox gaming community, you may have heard of this game, and I, alongside a lot of other creators who are very, very excited for the game's release on January 13th, or rather, the early access release that is, which I am still equally excited about, I will be talking about this game, and you can feel free to follow along and listen to some of my ideas and plans while I walk through this beautiful little world. Some of the mods that I will be playing with are all fantasy related and, kind of do remind me of the Hytale setting, so I will have all those in the description if you are interested in playing with any of them. And in any case, Hytale. I started my journey of my extreme interest in Hytale some years ago and decided that modding was one of the things that I was most excited about with the community in the game. As you might know me from another channel, I do have some history creating Minecraft mods, such as the Farendale mod, which added some crops and creatures and different dragons that you could find in the world. Not nearly as well made as other more popular dragon mods out there. You could not yet ride my creatures. I honestly did not have and still do not have a lot of experience coding the game, making mods for it, and honestly, it was kind of an issue. I had a lot of ideas that I wished to portray, a lot of ideas that I wanted to share, and a world that I hoped to create, and yet if you don't have all the experience I find with coding itself, it's incredibly hard, at least in my case, to try and learn from other people and follow along tutorials, trying to figure out your own stuff, and I guess the issue came in where I didn't have the time or practice, rather, to know how to make the mod that I was hoping for, and it was kind of discouraging. But I did make some things. It was very fun, but it was also frustrating. A lot of the ideas that I wanted to bring into fruition were things that weren't yet taught or easily accessible, and I felt the need that I had to wait to find further instruction or struggle with a specific part of the code that I could not get answers for. And for me personally, who doesn't have the time or desire to learn complete coding and everything that goes along with it, when I heard about Hytale's coding and in-game scripting and all of those possibilities, I lit up, and I was extremely excited to find out a lot about the possibilities of what I could possibly create with Hytale. Obviously, everything I say in this video is my speculation and what I have gathered from information that I have heard, and the game is not playable, so I do not know what will or will not be a part of it exactly, so none of this is for sure facts. I have my hopes up that with the coding capabilities and in-game scripture in Hytale, I may be able to bring to life some of these ideas. Now, going back many years, when I was very young, dragons were my absolute biggest desire in life. Dragons were everything. I had imaginary dragon friends growing up. Everything was based around mythological creatures and wishing they were real, and still in some way actually believing. I'm sort of a believer that everything that is imagined lives in its own little imaginary world. So, if you believe in dragons, I believe that in some way you have made dragons real. Again, this is a very interesting topic that I will not get into, but I believe that in some way dragons could be real in just a way that we have not been able to perceive. If dragons are something that have existed in our minds. We have created the stories and love and lore that live within us and our generations down. So, in any case, I feel like the feeling lives on of dragons, and that has always been something very, very dear to me. Now, dragons being something extremely beautiful in my mind and can represent everything, I obviously have always loved Minecraft and games as such, wanting to bring dragons into the fantasy world of these games, and wanting to create in a sandbox environment what I would hope as my perfect little fantasy medieval world. So I have some ideas I want to share about when Hytale releases, and the possibility of a server. Again, I am trying to redesign a whole new name for my little fantasy world, and in any case, I will be trying to work on that, but with past small community servers in Minecraft, and some different gameplay styles that I have experimented with just for my own amusement and the experience of the server members, I want to somehow bring those ideas into Hytale. So, hoping that I can achieve this, I want to create a server in Hytale, which would be joinable, hypothetically, by you guys. I hope to have some sort of moderation process or entry process just to make sure that everybody is going to treat the server respectfully and obey the general guidelines for being part of the server. Again, I hope to have sort of an SMP or survival multiplayer feel to it, exploring a land of the Hytale world of Orbis, or rather, the new different idea of Orbis that they have shared recently. I want us to be able to play in a world filled with magic and community designs, and, of course, my many, many ideas of species of dragons and magic in different crops. I am hoping to create a world with quests, a leaderboard of missions where community members can go up into the town meeting place, or the camp, rather, and find some quests and discover some fun possibilities and items that you can go out and explore, creatures to tame, some species of different communities of mythological creatures, made-up animals, and their habitats, and perhaps some of these creatures even being sentient enough to trade and speak with you, and maybe even learn their own language. You may have to come across some different challenges and species of dragonoid creatures that have their own way of society. One of the ideas I had was players may have to go collect a special gemstone from the Snow Spade dragon, a creature that I have created for one of my past mods. The Snow Spade is a sharp, very sleek, very sneaky, silent snow-type dragon with icicles growing all over him. The Snow Spade used to be kind of a nuisance dragon, where if you come across this dragon, oh boy, they float around and are very aggressive. But in my idea for the Hytale mod of the Snow Spade, I was thinking even little village communities of different rank Snow Spade dragons which can communicate and which have their own rituals and desires. For instance, if you come across one of these snowy villages, you may have to go on trial to prove your worthiness of being in the Snow Spade's village. And for instance, they may have a leader, the Ice Barter, an ancient Snow Spade dragon which has evolved past the circumstances of the rest, and will possibly be extremely hostile towards the player, unless you have collected this said gemstone that I referred to before. Though, if you trade with the Ice Barter, he may grant you mercy. But you have to get out of that village as quick as possible before he remembers, oh wait, you don't always have an offering for me because I am so great. Now he will become hostile again. So perhaps there will be different kinds of behaviors in the creatures in the villages, and their different workings of how their society functions, and you as the player will have to learn that. And perhaps you can even, in the community server, befriend some of these creatures as companions or actual clan members, rather. Perhaps we could each have our own type of following, in a sense, from the different villages of factions and species that are part of the mod. That being said, with the snow spades an example, maybe you can befriend a snow spade warrior from the village outskirts by doing some kind of certain quest, and that snow spade warrior may follow you throughout the server, and you might be able to allow other players through that now friendly mod to actually learn more about the snow spade village before they actually get there. That snow spade may rank other players that are seen around the snow spade warrior as other friends, and maybe those people who become acquainted with the other server member will have some sort of pass to enter the village, therefore expanding the idea that people should reach out to other players and make alliances. That being, their following of different species clan members could allow different players access and creativity of making alliances with other players, learning about the different species, and becoming all friends with each other. I am just now brainstorming and having such a great idea. But the idea is that I hope for a camp spawn, a general spawning area with a board of missions or quests, a bounty board of opportunities, a community trade chest. People can either swap items for an equally good item, or players in need just spawning can take some resources that are left behind and use them to their starting off advantage. And I actually have never seen the Nautilus. I don't think that is the Minecraft Nautilus. This is 1.18.2. Never mind. I thought that was the new Nautilus. It must come from a different mod. Pardon me. But I have so many different ideas for this, and I am very excited with the possibly easier in-game scripting of your own creations in Hytale. It gives me tons of hope that I may actually be able to, with my knowledge, create some of the things that my artistic brain has been urging for. I need to scratch that itch of being able to play a sandbox game with my creations and creatures, and I need to sharpen my skills with Blockbench and modeling and animating. I have done that before for my other mods, for Minecraft, but I still need to touch up on those skills. I sort of left them just in the air and said, no, I don't need to do this right now, and why do that when I can sharpen my skills in hopes that perhaps I can work on a dream come true when Hytale releases. I am not sure. As far as I think I've heard, unless I have misunderstood, server hosting should be available very soon. So I don't have that much time left. I have probably 27 days to work on my animation skills and modeling, but in any case, who needs to really rush into any project? There is that feeling of being part of a community who are so interested in a new game releasing, and especially being a content creator, there comes that little bit of pressure of I have to do something first, but also trying to be very, very supportive and not rushing and not seeing anything as a race. There's just that extreme hope and excitement of creation that I am feeling, and it's overwhelming, but I wonder who else feels the same. It is all in good spirits, and there is just that feeling of needing to overcome the desire to try something first, or make the server perfect, or have all of the ideas laid out on paper immediate for the first day that I can play the game, and I need to slow myself down a little bit because that is absolute excitement speaking, and there is no rush, and there is no challenge besides improving my own work and just having fun along the way, and I think we need to remind ourselves of that. This is going to be a game that I feel like is going to just always bring up more creative ideas for everybody involved all the time, and why have to have everything perfect? Why have to have everything set in stone for the moment this game releases? It's as if someone is anticipating, me in that case, I am anticipating everything has to be set, I have to be prepared, I have to have everything in line and everything set up for the perfect release of what I am envisioning immediately, and that does not have to happen. I can move slowly, we can move slowly, and just have fun, and slowly work on what we want to achieve and practice, and I want to test that patience with myself. I very much am excited for this opportunity. And if you follow my channel, I'm sure you will see some interesting creations and some interesting ideas. I am always brainstorming, and I am always hopeful and wanting to explore more and learn more. And I am excited to have a community server that we can join and have fun taming dragons and learning the different— oh, I fell. Learning the different species of the Farron world. I am so stoked, honestly. But if you are interested in hearing more of these ideas, let me know in the comments. I know I am very wishy-washy in this video, but I felt like I had to say something and announce my planning of having a server with a mod that I've been working on in theory for a while, and I want to bring these characters to life, maybe bring some of my story characters. I write a lot of stories and have a lot of fantasy characters, and if you want to follow the recreation of those, I have a new art channel, Miss Willow Artistry, and I am starting to draw some of those characters again, and maybe bring them back to life. Maybe I can have my King Augustine the Dragon as a king in a castle that you can find in Hytale, and he will give you missions, and you could decide possibly to guard his kingdom, or become this or that, a knight, a gardener, a forager, a healer, who knows, a sorceress or sorcerer. The possibilities seem endless, and I just can't wait to continuously elaborate on these concepts and ideas. So, hey, before I go on forever, because I literally could, thank you so much for being here and watching, and I really appreciate your support. This new little gaming channel has brought me so much joy, and seeing all of your comments and all of the support and just lovely kind words is just making this journey so extremely important and amazing and valuable, and I'm loving it, and I'm so happy to see that you guys are loving it too. Always feel free, never be shy to suggest anything, to give me ideas, tell me what you want to see, and tell me what you are excited for. Are you excited for Hytale? Are you excited for any kind of upcoming games? What is something that you plan to create if you were a creator? I would love to know! By the way, these dragons are from Isle of Berk mod, and they are so cool. Oh my gosh. You probably have seen a lot of that content on my channel. Oh my gosh, I just felt like walking around this world in particular. It just reminds me of all these Hytale-y feelings. In any case, tangents again. Tangents, I tell you. Silly Miss Willow. Hope you guys have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!